Hi, this is Anna, and I'm talking about my lesson plan, which was Genius Hour. So I focused on fourth grade standards, writing standards, so drawing from evidence and informational texts, um, and then doing that reported on a topic, which fits perfectly with Genius Hour, and ISTE standards, knowledge constructor, and innovative designer. Again, going with constructing those questions and constructing the product at the end. But please know that Genius Hour works on any content, any grade level, from kindergarten to 12th grade. Genius Hour is very well peer reviewed, and here are some research articles if you're interested. The most important part of Genius Hour is it is student driven, which means high engagement. And we'll talk more about what the problems with this is in the reflection piece of this. Student reflection. The way we use student reflection at Lake Forest in this project was as a formative assessment tool. So every day students fill out some sort of self-reflection piece. This is a 365 forms that students can fill out online, and it asks them what they do, what they need to do next. And number 5 really is kind of the important part here. So what obstacles I faced, what I need to improve on, what I still have to figure out, and it gives them kind of going on a brag sheet, that type of thing. But this is what the teacher looks at every day to see who the next day she needs to conference with one-on-one, who's doing well, who she might need to intervene with, those types of things. Genius questions and Google questions are very, very important. A Google question would be something like, how fast does a cheetah run? You can Google that, get a definitive answer. A Genius question would be something like, why does a cheetah run so fast? It doesn't have one clear-cut answer. So those are the types of things that we help students develop during Genius Hour. And then from there, they take off on their research. So for the research portion of this, we used the Big Six framework, which gave both teachers and students a good framework to go off of and some structure there. No matter if you use the Big Six or not, if you're doing Genius Hour or any kind of inquiry, Tony Vincent's driving questions tips, it's awesome. Please check it out. So one of the big things with this is the presentation tools. Everybody wants to see the bling, and the teachers wanted me as the coach to come in and teach them presentation tools. And I'll talk more about that in a minute. So what we ended up doing actually was I created a blend space to help the students with some just-in-time direct instruction where the students could choose what presentation tool they wanted. And there's 8 or 9 of them on here. They get a little note to students here. They've got Padlet and several others from Weebly to Educreations and Powtoons, with a little description of what each one is, how easy or challenging it is to use, and then they can watch the tutorial and read the information and take it from there. So now for the reflection piece. This project has been difficult on a couple of areas. The first and foremost, this is a student-driven project. It is not teacher-centered. It is student-centered, student-driven, and my teachers have had a real hard time getting out from in front of their classroom. So I've had to go back and offered them some mini lesson information and things like that. This blend space actually came from that because the teachers wanted me to teach them how to use the presentation tools so they could teach their students. And I had to convince them that we needed to cut out the middleman to do that. So the whole idea of getting teachers out of the front of the room has been a challenge. And I'd say that's the biggest challenge to this. Thanks, guys.